Happy Tuesday, happy trading. Nothing I would rather be doing than trading on this Tuesday. So let's go over first what stocks had the greatest flow. Let's look at C. C, no. I mean, unless you want to count the downward flow. Intel, no. Merck, nope. Uber, we could look at downward flow. Uber and C. Walmart, Walmart, and Exxon. I'm going to say Walmart had the greatest flow. There's the whale we'd be looking for. And you'd capture it by $200 on the 5 minute. Tail bar. Get out. Pull back. Get out. Let's go over our trades. We first had Intel. First thing we tried to do, let's take off the 8. First thing we tried to do, we were thrown off because we were looking for buys. It was a seller's market this morning. Everything was down, or it was up, and it was going down. So we didn't see any moves at the beginning. We saw this elephant bar right here, and we just said, "Hey, this is the biggest bar we've seen. Let's buy into it." It got up. We're gonna play it up till here. Then that went down, and then we just got out. And as soon as we got out, it went up, which kind of goes against what we should be doing. Um, it's just sometimes the pressure of that opening just gets to me. Sometimes it's just not 100% comfortable yet. Um, but let's get to the trade. Um, it would have been, hey, 1, 2, 3, position 3, takes out a red bar, buy in there, ride it up, ride it up, ride it up, get out, pull back here, get back in, color change, ride it up, get out. That's how it should have been played. And now we have a flat 200, and we have a position of power. So we could play this tail bar right here, risk just this tail bar, and get a large move here. Or if we miss that, an ideal scenario would be to play this green bar takeout right here, which we did end up playing, but we played it a little late. We played it late and we got out early. But this green bar takeout here, ride this down, ride this down, ride this down, and then get out somewhere in here. And I'm going to say get out here just because that's a tail bar right there. And if you see right here, the 200 on the 5 minute is right there as well. And oftentimes stocks bounce off the 200. As you can see, that's what happened. So that's the move right there. You risk only 35 cents and you would have made what, 20, let's say another 30, 50, another 50, a dollar, $1.20. So 3 times the amount. So had you risked $30, you would have got 120, for example. Now that we have this tail bar here, knowing that it's 3 spaces away, you could play this up, set the stop right here. Maybe you play a 2-bar takeout. Maybe it nicks you out. If it nicks you out, it nicks you out and you're out. But it might not nick you out. And if it didn't nick you out, did you get a move upward? It looks like you would have got a little slight move upward. From 81.50 to 82, about $1. Nice move. Now this is past 11:30, so this is kind of the junk time. We'll only move if we get a move. Here's a move that we could say. As you can tell, this is curling up. Take out green bar. Elephant bar. Split it in half. Where's our exit? Looks like that would have been our exit, right? Well, not really. I'm going to say our exit's going to be right here. So that would have been from here, this green bar takeout. And you've only done that because this is veering up and this was a flattish 200. And that way you had that opportunity right there. Had you have missed that opportunity, your next opportunity would have been a green bar takeout right here. That you could have taken just a 20-cent risk, and you would have multiplied that 20-cent risk by, I don't know, from 83.10 to 84.30, so about $3 or $1.30. $1.30 off 20 cents, so you times it by 6, basically. So 6 times whatever you risked. That would be a great trade. what we ended up doing is we missed this. When we caught this right here, we said, hey, elephant bar off of a 20 that's angled at a 45-degree angle. And we got out rather early, and then we got out again later after it proved that it wasn't going to go any further. And by further, I just mean that the red went below the green in the upward trajectory. Now, if you wanted to, and this would have been risky because it's not really wide, but you do have a tail bar right here. You could risk that tail bar. That tail bar is about 20 cents. Risk 20 cents. See what type of move you get. Oh, so it looks like we bought here and then got out here and then considered this a bull 180. And from this bull 180 got out here, which is still valid if you, I mean, that is a bull 180. It's a micro bull 180, but you want to hold that line. So if you take it, if you take the bull 180, you want to hold that line and say, hey, I'm going to let that mark be taken out, or I'm going to profit. And I don't know if this is a profit low enough to take it, but it looks like that's what I thought at the time. It's easier to say it after the fact than when in the moment. So this could have been a nice move off of the 20, going down, make a move there. Anything off of a 20 that's diagonal, 45-degree. Now it's heading towards the end of the day. And of course, you could have, hey, green bar takeout, red bar, got in here. That was Intel. Next stock we got in was Uber. So with Uber, Fab 4, you're looking at about right here. You get a big green bar into it. Now you're in the trap zone. Red, then you're back in the trap zone. What I ended up doing is I thought this was green, this was red, this was green. So I looked at this as a bull 180 right here. And I set my stop right here, as you can tell. And it went all the way down on me until I was out. And I was just willing to die with that. Now, that wasn't the best play, but that's how I saw it at the time. Right now, you look at it and you're like, hey, here's a flat 200. You have a position of power right here. So what do we do on position of powers? We do color changes. So we have a color change right here, right? So we could have risked 30 cents and got this. We would have got stopped out by this one. risked it again right here, maybe 30 cents, 40 cents. We got out here, and then that would have led us to a rather large move. And if we would have missed this color change here, we had another color change here we could have got in. We had a color change here we could have got in. We definitely had a color change here. Some of these are multi-bar color changes, which are a little more difficult to commit to. But we do have a solid color change right here. And if you looked at this one, this is only 10 cents. So you get a 10 cents here, you could get a 5 lots in here. And that ends up being a pretty big change, pretty big trade for you if you can get in that many lots and such a low risk. And then it just kept falling. It kept falling. It kept falling. But you have to keep in mind it's about 11 o'clock now, so this is the downtime. Probably no real activity. I wouldn't do anything unless you see something. $14.30, we're back at it. Nothing else. Next trade, we're going to go to Exxon. You're looking at Fab 4. Close states. 1, 2, 3. Takes out, green takeout. And you have only maybe 30 cents. That would have been a great trade. What we tried to do, which I regret, but we tried to combine these two bars right here to do a takeout of this red bar, where it might have made more sense to just do a green bar takeout here, and I had lower risk, and I would have just got stopped out for just this low amount of risk. Instead, I risked all this, and I got stopped out here. And as soon as I got stopped out, lo and behold, and it'll make more sense looking at the 5 minute. As soon as we got stopped out, right where we tried to, when we took it on the 5 minute. I will say that we took the trade on the 5 minute. There's the green bar takeout. If you see it right here, green bar takeout. It took us out here, but as soon as it took us out, it just went straight up. And that would have been a nice trade to have had looking back at it. But we didn't get that trade. But that's just, color change. And there's some other, I wouldn't, it's hard to see it on the 2 minute what you have. You could say you would take this, but it's really not really angled that way. But I could see this one being taken right here, because that's when I was considering taking. I could see this one being taken. I can see this one being taken, but this one not so much. Not so much in this area right here. Well, this one yes, but this area right here not so much. And keep in mind maybe even this one right here, because although it's on the inside of the 20 for the 2 minute, it's on the outside for the 5 minute. So if we keep moving here, we're at 11 o'clock here, but we could have rode that into well into lunch. It's understandable we'd be up at that point. Don't see a reason for it to go down yet. And even playing it down, it's like it's not going down like you'd want. Maybe right about there. I got in right here, 14:30. And the reason I got in here is I just saw this curling over and I saw this crossing. So I figured this was going to cross here, and this would make this a power position play. So our power position plays right here. And we got out rather early, but we got out to get a little bit off the bottom. And keep in mind that's the end of the day, so it wasn't really close enough to reach here, but had that started a little bit earlier, you don't know. So after that we did Merck. And Merck, we're looking at, you do a trifecta here. If you wanted to X this out, it's a green bar. You could buy into that, set the stop here. It really didn't go anywhere. What we did do here is we saw took this as a power position. So here's the bell. You know how it's we got an elephant bar right here, so we could play it down. Elephant bar, played that down. Although it's at 11, going into lunch, but it was an elephant bar, so we played it. And we didn't play it long enough because look how long it went. All of lunch. And we got out about an hour, maybe 30 minutes, 20 minutes, about an hour. We got out an hour. But we could have held that even longer, but we probably shouldn't even have been in it. It was moving so slow. But we could have been in it. And so here's what we were talking about earlier. Position of power. So now we can play The green bar's down, so right here, this green takeout, you can play that down. Set the risks here. Cut that. Play it down. Green bar, set the risk here. Play it down. Green takeout, play it down. It paused for a minute, and now it's going to go continue going down. Green takeout, play it down. There's the end of the day for Merck. After that, we hit Walmart up. Walmart, we have Fab 4. Looks like it hits the top of the 5-minute 200. This right here would have been a tail bar. You could have set the stop up top, let it ride. Get out here. So you sell, get out, come back, sell some more, get out, get out. Then you'd be done for the day with a trade like this. But that was the trade with the most flow. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 3-finger spread. I guess you could say 2 tail bars, or you could say green bar takeout. Play it back up. All you would have to do is risk this red unit, so it's worth it to just risk that, or to just risk that. Now we have a position of power. You could risk this green bar takeout. Doesn't seem to work. This is going flat. This is flat. Keep in mind our best trades come from those flat position. I get a rather large red bar that seems to be larger than our past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking it as an elephant. Set the stop right here. I got out way too soon. Should have just set the stop and leave it. Wrote it down. And even if I did get out right here, we have another position of power. Green bar takeout. 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 So, I mean, you can see there's so much for me to improve on. So much. Tail bar right here. Away, away. Set the stop. Buy in right here. The risk is measured right here. the last stock is C. We have Fab 4. You can tell it was narrow here. It's gotten wider. It's not at its widest state. It pops up. Here's a 1. Here's a 2. Here's a 3. It pops up to a 2 state. You could have bought the 2 state, but then you would have had to set the stop below, and it would have got stopped out. Then let's say you bought back in. Now you're at a 3 state. And then as soon as it knocked you out here, you would have set the stop right here. And you would have been able to ride that all the way down. And then you're back in a position of power. Set the stop. See if you can get anything from that. Looks like it's a flat one. $11 maybe not be in it. I tried to get in. I saw this move right here, and it was just such a large bar that I was just like, it's got to sell. I got to sell it. As soon as I sold it, it went all the way up. As soon as it went all the way up, it went all the way back down. But it'll just happen like that sometimes. Then I miss this, and you see how this is flat, narrow state, elephant bar. You want to buy into that bar. That's what you're waiting for. Buy into that bar somewhere here and ride this thing up. We got in late right here, and we were still able to ride it for some bits of periods and got something out of it. Not much, but something. And then it went all the way back down. And with all those tail bars right here, what you could have done is you could have sold on all those tail bars and just rode it down. And then here's the next one. Position of power. Well, you could have combined these bars, since they're large bars, combine them. There's an elephant. Set the stop. Set the stop right here. And then you ride that down. Or you could have green bar takeout with the risk right here. And you would have had a nice trade right there. Green bar takeout, risk right here. Green bar takeout, risk right here. So those are the moves we made. There's the improvements that could be made. And really just need to make your improvements, especially the ones we talk about. That's what this whole video is for.